Joining me now in person at the center of it all is NYSE Texas President Bryan Daniel. Bryan, welcome.
Well, thank you, Kristen, very much for having me on today.
Joining us from Y'all Street here on Wall Street. It's great to have you.
Oh, it's good to be up here. I've had several meetings this week. It's been good to be here, see how things are going. But if I'm honest, I'm anxious to get back to Y'all Street. We're having a good time down there in Texas.
Let's talk about Y'all Street and, of course, the connection here to the New York Stock Exchange. You joined us remotely down in Texas in September, shortly after being named the president of NYSE Texas. How has it been going so far?
Well, look, it's been going really fast and furious. I'm 90 days on the job next Tuesday, and it feels like we've been doing this for a long, long time. In reality, it's just been a lot of good energy in the state, and I've really enjoyed this opportunity to bring together business leaders, political leaders, and frankly, everyday Texans who are really interested in what we're doing. It's been an incredible 90 days. I'm looking forward to the longer run. This is a great big project for the state of Texas. I think it's a great big project for what we're doing here at NYSE. I'm excited to be a part of it.
Well, congratulations. 90 days in, a lot to celebrate already. I was down there with you for the launch in August, and definitely that optimism was very palpable on site in Arlington, Texas. Why is NYSE Texas the premier exchange in the Lone Star State?
You know, we've got the right components. You know, it's the enthusiasm of the state. I think the state's primed from a business perspective to really be focused on, like, what are the next steps to continue to grow the state? And so I think we really kind of hit this moment in history where we were ready for this step. I think people were very excited to take this step, and the pieces were in place to make it happen. So, you know, as you said, 97 dual listings. We'll hit 100 before the end of the year. We had a goal to do that. We're going to meet that goal, probably exceed it. And so things are really coming into place for us, and we're excited about where it's leading us.
We're excited as well. And for our viewers watching, wondering what is a dual listing? How would you describe it to them?
Yeah, that's a good question. So basically, a company has a primary listing on their exchange, the New York Stock Exchange, right here in Manhattan. But if you're looking to really participate or have a meaningful involvement in another market, you can get a dual listing. And so what we have suggested is if you're doing business in Texas, you're headquartered in Texas, your customers are in Texas, your business is in Texas, you should dual list on NYSE Texas, because you get to take advantage of two marketplaces simultaneously. Plus, I think this is one of the great advantages of the NYSE family of companies. We provide a lot of additional services beyond what we're doing on the market. The markets will be good. Our exchanges are great. But then we're also really able to help put you in front of media that may want to talk to you, or other businesses who are interested in what you're doing. It's a good combination of things. The dual listing really lets you get the most out of two different markets at one time.
It does sound like it is mutually beneficial, dually beneficial, if you will. Let's talk about this NYSE Texas partnership with the National Cricket League. We saw that exciting bell moment on the stock exchange not too long ago.
You know, Texas is such a rapidly growing place, and we're getting a lot of, I think, very interesting things happening. National Cricket League is one of those things. So the head of that league is a CEO of a business in Dallas. He grew up in an area, loved cricket, continued to love cricket, and realized that people really would like to see cricket's all-stars, so they put this league together. I think it started last year. I remember going last year, and the excitement was huge. The crowds were big. It was a lot of fun. And then right before the season rolled around this year, he called me up and he said, "Hey, you guys are new in Dallas. We're a relatively new league in Dallas. Let's combine our forces together. We think there's a lot of people that are your customers that would really love some cricket." So we took a chance to have some fun. 10 days of great cricket. I went to the opening night matches. I mean, just phenomenal. These are the global all-stars of cricket. I think it's just a way for NYSE Texas to say, you know what, we're part of this community. And yeah, we're all about business, but we can have a little fun too. What ends up happening, though, is there are millions of people worldwide that follow the National Cricket League. And now, you know, they know a little bit more about NYSE Texas. There are business people out there who are cricket fans that I think at this point We're having conversations with them about what we may be able to do together. That's how partnerships work. One thing leads to another, and they generally lead to good things.
And we heard audible chants, of course, for the Cricket League here during that bell. It was a lot of fun. So we talked about your political background in the past. And so how are you working with government officials now in your role as NYSE Texas president to benefit from that pro-business landscape down there in Texas?
Yeah, look, legislation's it's not a one and done. I mean, these things kind of take time, and you don't always get it like perfect the first time. So we have to stay in constant contact with state leaders. They've passed a series of laws. I think they've done some really good things for CEOs. They've done some great things for directors. The tax treatment of companies in Texas, all of these kind of add up to that Texas business environment. But you have to continue to talk through this and understand the different nuances of these laws as they take place. So it's an ongoing conversation. The governor's very much focused on the Texas business community and how that's going to continue to grow. There are many, many legislators who are very focused on this. And in fact, we just had a constitutional amendment election Tuesday of this week back in Texas, and there was Proposition 6 was on the ballot, which the state of Texas, the voters of Texas have now agreed that we will not tax securities transactions in Texas. And it will give very specific tax treatment to securities exchanges in Texas. And I'll be real honest with you, that legislation started rolling before NYSE Texas was ever in place. Texas has had an eye on the future for a long time. They're very serious about it. And I take very serious my opportunity to talk with those legislators about how we can improve on the good things that we've already done.
I wish we had more time with you, Bryan, but it's great to see you here in New York City at the NYSE, bringing us the optimism from the Lone Star State that is NYSE Texas President Bryan Daniel.
Thank you.
Great to have you.